Welcome back, comrades. This is Gaming with Austin, and today we're on episode 137 of season 2 of the Utopian community series. The reason I couldn't go on my walk today, it is hot as hell outside, where I live. Where I live, it's hot as fuck. I didn't want to suffer heat exhaustion or heat stroke. And I realized I needed to work on my upper back too. So I decided to pull some dumbbells upwards too. The NAACP, believe it or not, they were the first to reveal the truth about why people should not use the N-word. The NAACP connected the N-word to slavery. Because a lot of times the slaves were often called the N-word by their owners. Property should not be applied to people, nor should they be applied to any living entity that has a mind of its own. Animals should be treated like living beings instead of being treated like property. The reason why I consume so much caffeine, I do it to keep my appetite at bay. When most of us feel hunger, it feels as if they missed a meal. But there is a small group of people in which their hunger feels as if they are literally starving to death. Literally. With the fat acceptance movement, there are some people who oppose it, believing that it's not healthy. It is possible to be overweight and healthy at the same time. Look at sumo wrestlers. Even if we stopped fat shaming others, doctors would probably be the activists who support the fat acceptance movement would be in constant conflict with doctors. Wanna know what's worse than having Prader-Willi syndrome? Having that disorder and type 1 diabetes. I don't have diabetes anymore. I used to. The problem with fat shaming is that some people simply cannot help it. Some people simply cannot help it. Because they have a genetic disorder. Whether it be Prader-Willi syndrome, which causes an insatiable appetite, a thyroid condition that causes a painfully slow metabolism, because I know not a lot of people like to have a very slow computer. Initially, I used to go against overweight people, but then I realized the truth about why it's okay to be overweight. And that it's possible to be overweight and healthy at the same time. I realized that it's possible to be overweight and healthy at the same time. Look at sumo wrestlers. They may be overweight, but they are very healthy. It's a matter of where they store the fat. It's a matter of where they store it. It's more of where they store the fat. They do not store it in a abdominal cavity. At all. In fact, all the fat, a lot of the fat reserves they have is stored right underneath their skin. A lot of the fat they have is stored right underneath the skin. Which means they have very little visceral fat, and they have a lot of subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat, go all out. But be careful with the beer belly. You gotta be careful with the beer belly. Wanna know why a lot of kids are refusing to go outside now to play? Climate change is affecting not only our metabolism, it's literally affecting our lungs. Not only poor air quality has been linked to a lot of health problems. Getting rid of obesity can be the end of the human race. We don't want to cause human extinction. Because for much of the Stone Age, obesity has actually kept us alive. In the Paleolithic lifestyle, obesity, it was normal for people to be obese. It was normal for people to be overweight. But since food shortages are rising, we're gonna have... It's kind of justifiable that the obesity rates are rising, since I just kind of justify that. Because as food shortages around the world rise, it'll probably be bad news for people. I know I'm not trying to offend you. For those at a normal weight. I know it might be bad news. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to offend myself. I'd kind of justify the rise. I'd justify the rise of obesity due to the fact that, as the result of as the climate change gets worse, our food supply is in danger. Which means that we'd have to go to the Stone Age tactics of surviving food shortage. Humans, back in the Stone Age, those who were overweight had a greater chance of surviving. Because with all the fat stores they had, it helped them survive the famines that were common in the Stone Age. Sorry about the lip popping. There are people out there who are born with a lot of body fat. If we eradicated obesity, we would probably go extinct within the next several hundred years. If it wasn't for the obesity, if it wasn't for the genetic mutation that made us prone to obesity, we would have gone extinct from food shortage. Obesity helped humanity survive through the Stone Age. With sumo wrestlers, they'd be a good choice. Like, it's not just sumo wrestlers that'll survive through the Stone Age. Through the famine. The fat kid you see at school, they have a greater chance of surviving a famine, too. The reason we need obese people in our society is we don't know when a famine's gonna happen. Because it can happen without warning. We don't know when a famine's gonna happen. We don't know when a famine's gonna, the next famine will happen. So we have to stay prepared at all times. No matter the cost. We don't know when the famine's gonna happen. There are people out there with a painfully slow metabolism anyway. Which means they have a greater chance of surviving after all. Because, you know, the human body can go several weeks without food. You know, the human body can go several weeks without food. But, you know, the brain, it doesn't just have the greatest need for nutrients, it also has the greatest need for oxygen. About 20% of the oxygen you breathe in goes to the brain. about 20% of the oxygen you breathe in goes to the brain. Because your brain really needs a lot of oxygen. Your brain is active constantly, like continuously throughout your life. Because your brain has to make sure your heart is beating properly, even while you're asleep. Your brain is still active. Your brain cannot sleep at all. If it did, your heart would stop beating, which means you'll die. Your heart would stop beating. It's not just the human brain that needs a lot of energy and oxygen. Animal brains need a lot of energy. For all animals that have a brain, their brain needs a lot of energy. A lot of the energy your brain uses is actually used to sustain life. For a lot of life-sustaining processes that your brain does. Your brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs. The most energy-demanding part of your brain is actually the brainstem. Even though it may be small, but it has a great energy need. Because it serves a lot of a lot of involuntary functions like sleeping, breathing, digesting. I have to admit that I used to be overweight. Now I'm pretty skinny. The genetic link to obesity is related to natural selection. Because a lot of overweight people, their ancestors, they had overweight ancestors too. For a lot of us, our bodies are trying to keep us from losing that fat reserves. Because what if a famine was to strike? And you don't have any fat in your body? You're fucked. You're totally fucked. This is why you need some body fat. if you're in a society that doesn't have a famine, you still need some body fat no matter what. Because remember that phospholipid bilayer I told you about in previous episodes? Yeah. It requires a fat store. There's kind of a conflict between fat activists and health experts. But some people want to bring balance between the two. Because, you know, fat shaming only makes the problem worse. Because your body naturally releases cortisol when you're in so much stress, which causes you to eat more. It creates a very vicious cycle. Fat shaming can happen to anyone, even if they're skinny. Cortisol does not just increase your appetite, it can also slow your metabolism down. You obsessing about food when you're deprived of food is your brain telling you to find food. The longer you're deprived of food, the more you'd have to obsess about it. And people obsessing about food when they're deprived of it, it's an evolutionary response to famine. Sumo wrestlers, they may be extremely overweight, but they're very healthy. Like, even though they have a lot of body fat, they're metabolically healthy. It's kind of... Evolution actually made it a lot harder for us to lose weight. Human evolution made it a lot harder. Because the truth is, we evolved to have a lot of fat stores to help us survive a famine. And the real reason we ate meat, because back then, back in the Stone Age, when we were first really hairy human beings, and initially we were herbivorous, but then 2.5 million years ago, climate change caused us savanna. We used to live in the savanna of Africa back in the early days of human history. The savanna is like what it is now as a result, which meant we had scavenged. As always, anyways, this is it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. Share this with your comrades on social media. And as always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more content like this. As always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. And peace out.